Hi, what's up guys? Welcome to Young Family in Your YouTube channel. Today is March 30th, 2024. In today's video, I'm going to talk about pollination regarding my apple fruit salad tree. Stay tuned. Okay guys, this is my apple tree. So let's quickly take a look at what it looks like right now. It's beautiful apple tree. Now let's take a look at the original label right here. So basically, on January 26th, I purchased this apple tree from Home Depot. So the label indicates this is compilation apple, a complete apple orchard that takes little space, several delicious varieties on one tree. It cost $40. To be honest, actually this is pretty cheap because if you buy one single variety apple tree, the similar size is going to take about $30. But this is a 4-in-1 fruit salad tree. Actually, originally, this apple tree is not planted in a container. It is a bare root fruit tree. Earlier, I once posted a video on my YouTube channel specifically talking about why you should choose bare root fruit tree and how to plant bare root fruit trees. If you are interested, you can click the link down below in the description. The next day after I purchased this apple tree, on January 27, I planted this apple tree in this big container. Actually, this big container is pretty big. It is about like a 25 to 30 gallon size. Actually, the diameter is about 2 feet. The height is about 90 inches. Okay, just as I mentioned, this is apple fruit salad tree. It is a multi-grafted 4-in-1 apple tree. So let's take a look at what kind of varieties are on this single apple tree. So here you can see this is Anna apple, and this is Dorset golden apple. Let's turn around to look at two other labels. Okay, so this is Fuji apple, and this is here Beverly Hills apple. So basically, as I show you the labels, this is a 4-in-1 apple tree. If we compare this apple tree with 2 months ago when I purchased this bare root apple tree, you can see this apple tree is pretty healthy. Actually, it's a thrive. A lot of new shoots, new leaves. Actually, you can see here some blossoms right here. Beautiful. I'm going to make another video specifically talking about how to plant and grow bare root apple tree. So if you are interested, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch later. Actually, to be honest, I'm not expert about apple tree. So basically, I just mentioned to you, I purchased this apple tree early this year. So right now, I'm still learning how to grow and take care of, the apple tree. So compared with some other fruit trees, such as all different kinds of citrus tree, just like you see right here. This is a lemon tree. I know much more about citrus tree compared with apple tree. But anyway, so we're going to learn together about how to care for apple tree. Actually, this is a smart choice to buy a multi-grafted apple fruit salad tree compared with one single variety apple tree because it is relatively cheap. And another issue is pollination and fruiting. Okay, so let's talk about pollination. So actually, after you plant your apple tree, another issue is the pollination because this is a fruit tree. Definitely, you want your fruit tree to give you some blossoms and set fruits. So as you can see here, basically you can see some blossoms, but actually these blossoms all come from this variety. It is called Anna apple. Because apple tree is a fruit tree, so basically they need pollination to set fruits. But unfortunately, after search online, most of apple tree, they are not self-pollinating, or not self-fertile, or not self-fruitful. That means they need another partner to cross-pollinate to set fruits. This apple tree, I have 4 varieties on one single apple tree. So basically all these varieties, they only need low chill hours. So specifically for Anna apple, they only need 200 to 300 chill hours. For Dorset golden apple, they only need like 100 chill hours. For Beverly Hills apple tree, they only need like 300 chill hours. For Fuji apple, it needs a little bit longer, so about 300 to 400 hours. But anyway, all this belong to like a low chill hours apple tree. I purchased this apple tree from the local garden center, so basically they are suitable to grow and plant in local area. We are located in Los Angeles City in Southern California. We have very mild climate, so basically all these low chill hour requirements we can meet. So basically it is not a problem to grow all this apple tree and set fruits in our local area. Anna apple is a very early season apple variety. So basically I checked my previous records. When I purchased this apple tree in January, that time, this Anna apple also produced some blossoms. So actually later, after I planted this apple tree in the containers, it intermittently produces some others, blossoms. But unfortunately, all these flowers, they just faded and dropped. So far, I cannot see any baby apples on this Anna apple fruit tree. Actually, based on the website, a little bit controversial. Some websites said Anna apple is self-pollinating, but some websites said it's partially self-fertile. But most websites said Anna apple needs pollination. That means they need another suitable partner or just a pollinate. So basically here I have one variety. It is called Dorset golden apple. This is a perfect pollinate for Anna apple because they bloomed almost at the same time. Actually, the Anna apple, the blooming season starts from in winter all the way to the early spring. So right now you can see some blossoms. But Dorset apple, the Dorset golden apple, its blooming season is almost the same as Anna apple, but kind of a little bit late. So kind of it's overlap. But fortunately, right now I have some issue about this Dorset apple, Dorset golden apple, because here I cannot see any blossoms and flower buds on this apple tree. Regarding Fuji apple, so basically they said the blooming season is mid-spring. So far I cannot see any flower buds. And I don't know too much about this variety. It's called Beverly Hills apple tree. It's kind of very local variety, but actually I cannot see any flower buds right here. So as I mentioned, Anna apple and Dorset golden apple, they are a pair. It's kind of golden perfect, the pollinator for each other for cross-pollination. But unfortunately, I can only see the blossoms on Anna apple, but not Dorset golden apple. So that means Anna apple, even though they produced some blossoms, because it cannot pollinate from its pollinators, the partners. And I don't think nearby our neighborhood there's some other people plant, grow an apple tree. So that means my Anna apple cannot get pollination from other apple tree. That's the big issue. Actually, we have one friend that lived just 1 block away. He planted and grew one multi-grafted apple tree in his front yard. That apple tree, it is pretty much similar to my apple tree, but it is 5-in-1 apple tree. It has one more variety on that apple tree. It is called Iron Shimmer apple tree. So basically that one is very similar to Dorset golden apple tree. It is perfect, pollinator for Anna apple. But I think it's too far away. I don't think my Anna apple tree can get pollination from the flowers from that apple tree. Okay, as you see here, So far, my apple tree produced 9 flowers right now. Some is already fully opened. Some is still like a flower bud. You can see the flower bud is kind of like a pink or dark pink color. Once it opened, it is kind of like a white flowers. Actually, on the back of the, the petal is kind of like still pink color. So anyway, so all these flowers, I have big concern because they cannot get pollination from another different variety apple tree. So fortunately, in our another complex, we have another apple tree. I don't know exactly what kind of variety of that apple tree. That apple tree is planted in the ground. It's kind of really big compared with my apple tree. They produce a lot of blossoms. That's why I'm thinking about whether I should get some like flowers and just collect some pollens to hand pollinate my apple flowers. So yesterday afternoon, so basically I just collect some pollens, and also I picked 2 flowers and hand pollinate some of these apple flowers. So I'm not sure exactly it works or not, because actually last night at midnight it rained here. So basically just a few hours before it rained. So I'm not sure whether it works or not, but we will see to see whether we can get like a set fruits or not on this apple tree. Okay, just as I mentioned, so far only apple produced some flowers. So the Dorset Golden so far has not produced any flowers. I'm not sure whether it just mentioned, the website, it is a little bit late bloom. So, but anyway, it's kind of like, I'm not sure whether it overlap with apple or not. For 2 other varieties, it might be a little bit late to say whether they can produce flowers at the same time or just overlap. Maybe they can set fruits or not. Anyway, so I'm going to monitor the growing status of all these apple varieties. Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.